welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside April Jauregui. Coach, a successful road trip anytime you can win 2 out of 3, and the important thing is you got 2 in conference, which helps you out, keeps you within striking distance of the conference tournament last week. Yeah, it was really exciting, and I was telling the team afterwards, that's a very tough road trip, and the last 2 years we've gone 4-0. And both matches with Marshall the last 2 years have gone 5 down to the wire, 15-13. It was really fun. I was sitting there and I thought it was a well strategized game. I thought Marshall had a good game plan. I thought we had a good game plan. But in that 5th set, you're just kind of saying a little prayer, to be honest. I'm like, just let the girls get this feeling. They've worked so hard. They've really been pushing themselves in practice. I think they're starting to come around, and I was glad we could walk away with the W. You've played a lot of 5-set matches this year. Did that kind of help out once you're at Marshall? Because, your team knows very well what it's like in those short sets. True. We're about 50-50 in them, and we've had 5-set matches where we come out and we just dominate in the 5th, like when we played Southern Miss. We've had 5-set matches where the other team dominated us, like against UAB and Tennessee State. So this was kind of a wash a little bit. And honestly, we got lucky at the end. We had a couple calls that went our way and, a missed serve. And, again, 15-13, you got to lay it all out there. It was definitely a tough match. Prior to that, Friday night, a 3-1 win at East Carolina. So you got the conference portion. This trip started off pretty well. Yeah, and ECU is definitely down, but, they're an athletic team. And when you watch them on film, and that's what we told the girls, not unlike what we dealt with on Tuesday night against Tennessee State, is that we kept telling them they are a good team. So you can't take them for granted. You can't go in and go, they haven't won a conference game, because you don't want to be that team that's going to be the first win. And they do have a big-time player on their team, a transfer from LSU that gave us some trouble, but that's fine. I was like, let her do her thing and let's just rally behind it. Again, Altrice really stepped up, had 18 kills, hit over 400 in that match. That definitely helped us. So a win is a win. We're going to take it. And I think that helped the girls propel them into Friday or Sunday's match. The 2 conference wins were huge, obviously, to keep you in the race to potentially get in the conference tournament. But they were really huge because you had to have a big bounce back. I know a disappointing loss last week at Tennessee State because you'd gone up there and you got up 2-0. And you're probably thinking, it's natural to probably think, well, we might have this one in hand, but they stormed back. They won the last 3. Right, those matches are what at the end of the year when you go to the Final Four and you're sitting around with other coaches that you just lament about, over perhaps an adult beverage or in my case maybe a Sprite, and talk about those matches and you say, how does that happen? But I have to give credit to Tennessee State. They are a good team. They are athletic. They get up and they can pound some balls, and they just weren't playing well the first 2 sets. We kept telling the girls that they're going to come back, and they did. And it's a very hostile environment, too. It's very difficult to play there. The crowd is right behind you, screaming things at you. I thought our girls composed themselves well, and we still had a chance to win that match, but that shouldn't have happened. And I do think it helped us in the weekend. We came back on Wednesday, and we didn't really practice. We just ran, to set that tone of it's not acceptable when you have that chance to win that you don't. And this weekend, I think it paid off. So no, I don't want to take that loss, but if it helped us get 2 conference wins, then I'll definitely take that. Coach, you sit right now just a half game out of 8th place, which would put you in the conference tournament, so you're within striking distance. We've talked before, you'll have to play really well down the stretch, but it's doable. Right. Well, the last 3 weeks were huge, and that's what I told the girls, that those 6 matches, starting with that UAB series, was going to make the difference of who's going to be positioned where in the conference. I thought if we could be 4-2, we'd be right into the mix. We were 3-3, but then a couple teams lost that maybe I didn't think they would. An upset here or there, it still puts us right there in the mix. But to be realistic, we need to win 4 or 5 out of the next 6 to really put ourselves comfortably into that position. And it's still possible, that's for sure. We play 3 out of the next 6 teams we just beat. Granted, 2 of them were in 5, so there's no easy way to get to the conference tournament, but we definitely feel more confident about, okay, those 3 teams, we know we just beat them. We just played them a week or 2 ago. This Thursday, we have a big challenge match against Tulsa, number 1 in the conference. You just go out there and play. But then, from that point on, we know we got to take care of business. And I think the girls can see the light at the end of the tunnel, that it's still possible. And they definitely want to be in Tulsa at the end of November. And this is specifically why you bring a conference tournament back, because everyone in the league still active trying to get in the conference tournament. You go back a year or 2 without a conference tournament, there's a lot of teams maybe just playing out the string at this point because they're not going to get an at-large. There is no conference tournament to play for. You're not going to catch first place, but there's a lot of teams that are going to be scratching and clawing here the next 2 or 3 weeks to get in that conference tournament.
Exactly. And, we can't control other people and what they do. We just have to control ourselves. And we can talk about it all we want, but if we don't win, then it's not going to be a reality anyway. So we can only control the ball on our side of the court and control the matches that we play, and we got to go out and win. And, that's what it's about. And I'd rather have that scenario, I guess, right now, because that sort of defines this season, that you have to fight. You got to keep fighting. We're not people that throw in the towel. Yeah, we've had a rough year, but we are still a good team. And even in games that we've lost, we're playing some good volleyball. It's not like we're going out and getting destroyed. We're playing good volleyball. We're doing good things, just about believing in themselves and kind of getting past that hurdle. And I think this weekend was a big step.
You mentioned Tulsa. That's going to be Thursday night at home. They're in first place at 9-1, and then a really big match, SMU on Sunday. They're a team that's directly ahead of you, so it's a chance to potentially jump somebody and jump into that top 8.
That's the plan. And we're definitely not looking past Tulsa, because they are beatable. I mean, UCF took them down. Granted, UCF, when they beat them, played out of their minds. So, I mean, I mentioned that to the team, too. I said, we're going to have to play really, really well, but we're capable of doing that. And the most important thing is when you walk off the court to have your head held high, that you put everything out there. But we also know that we got to go into that SMU match and take care of business, and they're a good team, too. So, like I said, we can't predict the future. We had some opportunities earlier on in some matches where we wouldn't necessarily be in this spot now. So yeah, that pressure's on because we created that for ourselves.
All right, well, Coach, great weekend and best of luck this weekend.
Okay, thanks.
That is head coach April Jauregui. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.